The sun had just begun to set over Los Angeles, casting long shadows across the city. Inside a dimly lit apartment, Special Agent Claire Thompson of the FBI sifted through piles of photographs and notes. They had been tracking a serial killer for months, a phantom who left no traces, but always marked his presence with a signature. A single white lily left at the scene. The case had started with the discovery of the first victim, a young woman found in Griffith Park. Since then, the killer had claimed 5 more lives, each one seemingly random, but eerily similar in their brutal execution. The media had dubbed the killer the Lily Phantom, and the city was gripped by fear. Agent Thompson had a hunch that this killer was different, someone who was meticulous and deeply disturbed. The breakthrough came when a forensic analyst discovered a tiny fragment of a rare type of pollen on one of the victims. The pollen was traced back to a specific greenhouse in Northern California, near the small town of Arcata. Thompson and her team traveled to Arcata, where they found the greenhouse nestled in a dense forest. The owner, Samuel Brooks, was a refusive botanist with no criminal record. However, his behavior was peculiar, and Thompson's instincts told her to dig deeper. A thorough search of Brooks' property revealed a hidden basement. Inside, they found a chilling array of evidence: photographs of the victims, detailed notes on their daily routines, and the same white lilies used at the crime scenes. It was clear that Samuel Brooks was the Lily Phantom. Brooks was arrested without incident, his face a mask of calm detachment as the agents led him away in handcuffs. In the days that followed, he confessed to the murders, his voice void of remorse. He spoke of a compulsion, a need to cleanse the world in his own twisted way. The news of Brooks' arrest brought a wave of relief to Los Angeles. For Agent Thompson, the case was a stark reminder of the darkness that could lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. As she closed the file on the Lily Phantom, she knew that the battle against such evil would never truly end, but she was ready to face whatever came next. As the media frenzy around Samuel Brooks' arrest died down, Special Agent Claire Thompson found herself restless. The Lily Phantom case had consumed her life for months, and now that it was over, she felt an emptiness she couldn't shake. She threw herself into her work, tackling new cases with fervor, but none held the same dark allure. One evening, as Claire was wrapping up a report in her office, her phone buzzed. It was an email from an anonymous sender. The subject line read, "You missed one." Her heart raced as she opened the email. It contained a single sentence: "The flowers still bloom." Attached was a photo of a white lily freshly cut, lying on a wooden floor. The background was indistinct, but the message was clear. Someone was taunting her. Claire immediately forwarded the email to her team and launched an investigation. They traced the IP address to a coffee shop in San Francisco, but it led to a dead end. Surveillance footage showed a hooded figure using a public computer, their identity obscured. Over the next few weeks, more emails arrived, each one more taunting than the last. They always included a photo of a white lily, sometimes accompanied by cryptic messages that hinted at new crimes. Claire's frustration grew as every lead turned cold. One night, as Claire was reviewing the latest email, a realization struck her. The photographs of the lilies contained subtle clues, reflections, shadows, and textures that hinted at specific locations. She spent hours cross-referencing the images with maps and known locations associated with Samuel Brooks. Her persistence paid off. She identified a pattern in the locations, all of which were near botanical gardens or greenhouses that specialized in rare plants. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place when she noticed that the timestamps on the emails coincided with specific lunar phases. The killer was operating on a lunar cycle, much like Brooks. Claire's team set up surveillance at the next potential location, a botanical garden in Pasadena. Days passed without incident, But Claire remained vigilant. On the night of the full moon, their patience was rewarded. A figure slipped into the garden, carrying a small bag. The team moved in swiftly, catching the intruder by surprise. It was a young woman, her face twisted in a mix of fear and defiance. Inside her bag were white lilies and a notebook filled with detailed plans for future murders. She confessed under interrogation, revealing that she had been Brooks' protégé, inspired by his methods and ideology. As the woman was taken into custody, Claire felt a mix of relief and unease. The case of the Lily Phantom was finally closed, but the darkness that had spawned it was still out there, waiting to resurface. She knew that evil could never be fully eradicated, but as long as she was around, it would always have a formidable adversary.